finally connecting the dots again. I've been watching Scary Mysteries, their top stories of 2025, and they were talking about the beast of Bray Road in Elkhorn, Woolworth, Wisconsin. I've actually been to Wisconsin, and I don't know if I've been through Elkhorn, but yeah, there's this whole mythology that's been going around since like 1936. It started. Um, sorry, I was in the middle of I made a pizza for my dinner because I make my own pizzas, and I was sitting there having my dinner, watching the video while I'm eating my pizza. So I've got pizza and napkins and that all over the place, but this is going to be a really quick one because it was so obvious because I've done so many of these cryptid kind of investigations before. I immediately know whenever I hear these stories and folklores and myths about werewolves and like beasts that walk on two legs, and it's possibly a yeti and it's possibly a this and it's possibly a that. The first thing I do is look to see where all the military bases are. Now, the story started going around in the 80s and 90s, but there were sightings of this beast being seen as early as 1936 digging up a indigenous grave. So the first thing I did, this is why it's going to be a really quick one, is I looked to see where the military bases were. There's one right there, there's one right in the area. There's a few military bases just off, like just not even that far, but in Madison County, in Madison and all that as well. So the second you know there's military bases, it's got either something to do with resources or whether planning to build something secret, or it's a government thing. And when they're involved, the first thing you want to do is look to see the mineral deposits and the geology. What's the geological makeup of the area where they're putting these little hybrid cryptid creature sightings, because they do it to keep people away. They do it to scare people away. Why are they doing it? Well, I've just had a look, and right there, right in the county, right there, is a limestone quarry. There's like all sorts of like sand and quarry, sand and rocks and all that. But there's a diamond mine right there. There's like diamonds, it's called Eagle Diamonds, and it's all right there. And because the hunter was saying he was hunting in the forest and he saw the creature kind of looking around in the forest and that, I bet you anything you like they've been looking for mineral deposits. Because you know what? I mean, you just look at President Trump and that, all these presidents and prime ministers and that, they're obsessed with natural resources. And then, because, a lot of these floods that they cause are to hide the fact that there's like lithium mines in that, and they need their lithium for their AI and SpaceX and all that kind of bollocks. Diamond mine, Eagle Diamond. I'll put all the links to the description box. But that'll be why they vary in height and size and aggression and all of that, because obviously over the course of a few decades they have to dress people up in these various costumes and stuff. So of course they're all going to be different shapes and sizes. But it's all to keep people away from the mines and the quarries, because they're wanting it all for themselves. Diamonds. I couldn't believe it. Eagle Diamonds. So that explains the beast of Bray Road. I'll put the links in the description box below, but guaranteed, wherever you see these sites, because in the thing you were saying, they don't know why it's there, because there's just all like flat farmland and, plains and blah, 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 but that's where all the mines and quarries and stuff are in that region. And so what they do is they like to put these creatures in and around it, because obviously word spreads, Chinese whispers and everything, to keep them away from the certain areas. Like they they spread the radius out enough that it makes sure that the whole district keeps away. I can't believe it. So there you go. So the Beast of Bray Road is like a government military conspiracy to keep people away from the mines, because obviously if there's diamonds in one part, there might be diamonds in another, and eagle diamonds, apparently I've just looked, are quite rare. So and it sounds like all the sightings, other than, you know, the ones where they were pretending to eat roadkill and stuff, were all ones based on them looking for probably geologists that work for the military and stuff. It sounds like they were looking for things in the forest, like where they were actually hunting and searching and looking for things. And they were caught off guard. But of course, because people don't know what it is, they freak out. So, yeah, so the Beast of Bray Road has now been exposed. Just like all the other ones where people have seen the werewolves and the hairy dog-like creatures that are cryptids, you know, all of that. So that's just a quick one. Because, like, I know these cases so well now. I know them like the back of my hand. The first thing I do is look to see where the nearest military bases are. So, it'd be interesting, I was going to say it'd be interesting to see if they've had any natural disasters or unexplained earthquakes or weird things happened with like shaking ground or anything like that. I'll have a look, and if I find anything, I'll put it in the description box below. But now you know what it is, and I've got I'll put in a link to the maps of the military bases near Elkhorn, and also all the mines. There's a limestone one right there. And then the diamond one is like just up. Like it, yeah. So there you go. So, I'll speak to you later. I'm going back to my pizza. Ka kite anō.